Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video of Digital Horizon Satellites, and today we're going to look at the materials that we normally use in cable management. Which material is preferable against the other? Which one will last long? Or which one will be durable? Or which one will perform great works? So today we're going to look at all those materials and make sure that we come up with the best cable management material that is durable, it's weatherproof, it is actually ready available, and also which is does not corrode. So all those factors, we're going to consider them in looking at the materials used when we're doing cable management. So let us dive in, discuss about the nylon cable ties, and which some are found in different colors, like we have the clear ones or the white, and while others they are black. So most black ties are actually made of nylon, especially nylon 66. There is a comparison between the UV resistant black nylon ties and standard clear natural nylon ties, which lack color additives. The black ties contains carbon black additives that protects against sun damage, while the natural ones are made for indoor use. So you can actually see the difference there. So for if you use the clear ones or the natural ones, they are not going to last for long, because they'll be subjected to sun exposure, in which they'll perform poorly, because the ultraviolet rays make them brittle and snap within months, and cost is generally cheaper than the black UV resistant options. So if you are going to use the black ones or the outdoors, you need to use the black cable ties, because they have the UV resistant black contain the black carbon black additives that protects against sun damage. So and also if we compare in terms of cost, their cost is a little bit higher for the black nylon cable ties, but the on sun exposure, that's the UV, is excellent. The carbon black acts as a UV inhibitor to last for years outside. So, and also the durability fact, the higher overall resistance to harsh environmental elements and heat. So you can see there's a clear difference between the natural ones and the black ones. So if you're going to use the cable ties, make sure that you use them on the specific case, either indoors or outdoor. So it will be upon you to actually use the ones that are favor the environment you are in, or the setting, the applications. So that is it on the cable ties. When you go to where you're doing cable management, you can also see binding wire should never be used in a satellite dish installation, because it rusts, which degrades signal quality and leaves the dish vulnerable to wind. Instead, installer must use specialized materials designed for outdoor durability and electrical safety. So binding wire cannot be used on satellite dish, because it's typically made of mild steel and lacks proper conductivity for grounding. It is highly susceptible to rapid rust and can degrade the satellite signal. So when you're going to use a binding wire, make sure you consider all the facts, because the moment you introduce it on the outside, on the outdoors, on the satellite dish, in applications, is going to cost heavily in terms of gather rapid rust and can degrade the satellite signal. So why it fails is because of the rust and corrosion, because binding wire are made of untreated and minimally treated steel. When exposed to rain or humidity, it quickly rusts, weakening the support and allowing the dish to shift in the wind. Also, this in the aspect of the signal degradation, rust introduces magnetic and electronic interference. In the case that if a binding wire is wrapped improperly over coaxial cables, or if it accidentally touches the wire braided shield, it can ruin the sensitive high frequency signal. So that is another point on why binding wire should never be used. And the last three, safety risk. In the event of electrical fault or lightning strike, binding wire does not provide the proper conductivity for grounding, and using substandard or non-rated wire increases the risk of shock and fire hazard. So installers should use instead. So what the installer should use instead? Should use a galvanized stainless steel mast bracket, or heavy duty UV resistant cable ties, like the black ties, specifically the black ties. And also the third option is using the aluminum plates, which I'll show you shortly, and of course I'll show you how it is being installed. So so now let us now delve in, because now you've known the differences between the cable ties, the natural ones, the white ones versus the black ones. So preferably, if you're an outdoor, use the black ones. If you're an indoor use the white and natural one. Also, binding wire should never be used in the outdoor because of the features that we've already seen in terms of the signal degradation, electromagnetic interference, and also what we call corrosion and rust. And then another part is on the vinyl tape, which we are going to look shortly. Another material being used by most of the electricians is what we call the standard vinyl electrical tape, which should generally be avoided outdoors because of cheap or general purpose varieties that are only water resistant rather than waterproof. They rapidly degrade under ultraviolet rays and at extreme temperature swings and moisture, which leads to peeling, adhesives, and exposed wiring and severe short circuit hazards. So why standard vinyl tape fails in outdoors? You'll see that in terms of the UV degradation, that is ultraviolet, direct sunlight breaks down the plasticizers in genetic vinyl, causing the tape to dry out and become brittle and crack within weeks. Another point is in temperature extremes. Heat makes the adhesives gummy and prone to slipping, while freezing cold stiffens the vinyl so it loosens its stretch and springs loose. Another aspect is moisture and humidity. Rain and dew seep past the edges of the standard adhesive layers, trapping water directly against the live connections and causing rapid corrosion. So then the last point is the loss of elasticity. Cheap tape lacks the structural memory needed to contract and expand alongside wires during weather shifts. So you've seen that all these materials being used by installers while doing cable management. You need to consider the application placement, if it's indoor or outdoor. Another point is that we've seen from the vinyl tapes, we've seen why it should never be used. The binding wire, we've seen the upsides and downsides, in which the downsides are more than the upsides. So that is the advantages. And also we've seen the use of the cable ties. We have the clear ones or the natural ones, and also the black ones, the black cable ties. After which we've seen that the black cable ties are much more effective outdoors than the natural ones, which need to be used only on indoors. Then lastly, we're going to see another option in which I custom made myself, and after thorough research on my end, I came up with this new way of doing things, doing cable management, and I've done it successfully. So I want to share the knowledge I gathered.